Start recording top to bottom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. YouTube, what's going on? Worst Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Gallop Racer 2001. We're getting straight into it. Now, can't really recall what we did last time, as per usual, but I know we have this original deep timing 4-year-old. I felt like we've won a race with him, but maybe we haven't. No, we have. I know I've won. He's raced 14 times. We've won 3 times. We've placed twice, and we have three third place finishes as well. So we have won with this horse, which is good. 7 to 8 furlongs seems to be exactly where we need to be, and that's what we'll continue to do. So 7 to 8 furlongs. I think he's ready to go on the dirt. Grade 3. Could be pushing it. I'm not sure if we'll be ready for that, but we'll give it a shot. I think it'll be a little bit tougher competition, so we may struggle a little bit more, but we'll try. We have another original I forgot about, Night Factor. Let's look at this horse's stats. 5 races, no wins yet, but 2 places in a show. So we're getting there. I'm getting there. And it seems like 7 or 8 furlongs on the turf seems to be what that colt likes. And then Water Walking, a new filly we've acquired. I have no graded races for all these horses, basically. So it's interesting to see what will happen here. But we'll go ahead and put her, 16 furlongs. Unreal. 7 furlongs here. Perfect. I think that's really all we have to do right now. Yeah, deep timing, he looks good. Night Factor, we'll get him involved here very soon. I kind of forgot we also created him as an original. Thought it was only the one horse we had. But nonetheless, I haven't played this game in a while. Excited to be here, and let's go racing. I think is it March, or is it the beginning, or is it January? I wasn't even paying attention to the calendar to see what time of year it was, as I should have been. But it's fine. We'll see what happens here. Alright. It's a full field of, well, not a full field, but it's a field of 13. And yeah, I figured we were going to be the long shot. I don't think any of these horses are graded. I don't think any of these horses can run, grade 3, grades 1 through 3, I should say, or groups 1 through 3. I don't think any of our horses can really do it. Yeah. And if we are able to, it probably has to be like the perfect environment, perfect setting. So anyways, today's race is a grade 3, 7 furlongs on the dirt. We have to be at the front, and we're the long shot. So we're really gonna have to figure out a way on how to, how to finish in a decent spot here. It's gonna be a tough race. Again, I know I say this every time we play this game, but seriously, why was this this little feature? Essentially, with the horses warming up before the start, why is this not in any of the more newer Gallop Racer titles? I don't understand why they took this out. And again, it just leads me to believe different parts or different companies have developed this game. Tecmo was hugely responsible for a majority of the series, but there had to have been different divisions of Tecmo, because some of these games have such drastically different features. That the same exact company probably did not work on all of them. Otherwise, they probably would have kept some of the features, especially something like this. Because the thing is, it's not forceful and you can skip it. It's not like you have to go through that. You can totally skip that if you want to. So, alright, we're going to get deep timing to the front here. Now, I haven't played this game in a while, and I forgot camera angle switches, I think, are with the essentially the right and left trigger buttons on the back of the controller. R2 and L2, in other words. So we're looking pretty good here. We're still in the blue. We were in the blue. We're not anymore because we lost the lead a little bit. But I feel like we're just running very low on stamina. Okay. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. Now we're going to go. Because we don't really have anything to lose in this race, so we're just going to try whatever is going to work. And, yeah, we're not coming in last place, and I think we were able to outlast a couple of horses based off of stamina. 6th, almost 5th place. almost in the money. I think we needed 5th place to finish in the money. So that's a better result than where we were projected to finish, obviously. Much better. So we'll take that. I don't know if we'll get anything for it, but again, it's better than nothing. So hope everything is still okay with the recording. Just had some weird stuff happen. Yeah, we don't get any points for that, unfortunately. But jockey eval went up. We have another race. Let's get to it. So we are in the 3rd year of, well, this is our 3rd season in this game. The month is January, week 3. So I had to make sure. We'll get Night Factor involved in a race after this one as well. And we'll just kind of roll. The thing about this game and Gallop Racer 3, since they're essentially, this one is a successor to Gallop Racer 3. I never, like I said, played an extensive career. Well, I never played this game growing up, but I never done an extensive career mode, essentially, with this game or the Gallop Racer 3 title. So, playing these games through and actually getting through career mode and seeing how far we can get. I mean, I want to get 20 years into these games. Gallop Racer 2004 is the only one that we're at that point. Every other game, I think we're quite far behind. So water walking doesn't look like she has much of a chance today. In fact, we are the heavy long shot. We're expected to finish 12 out of 12. Keep that in mind, people. We're expected to finish in last place out of 12 horses. I guarantee you we will have a better result than that. I really do. I mean, seriously, I love this presentation in this game. It's such a minor detail, but it's so cool to have it as an option. That's my thing. Have features in games be options. That way, for players that don't care for them, you don't have to do them. But just not having it at all, it seems so half. It's just like a half glass, you know, half empty type of deal. It doesn't really make sense to me. So, yeah, I don't really know where we should be with water walking. I mean, we're in the blue. This is ideally where she wants to be at the back. I don't know where we're going to have space. I don't know if there's going to be anything along the inside for us. Probably not, to be honest. I'm just kind of going to have to stay right here and see what pans out. Okay. We'll still wait. We have plenty of time. Now we need to go. I know we're really far outside, but we can make a run. We can make a run. We can make a run. We just need to finish better than last, and it looks like it's going to happen. Look at this speed. Look at this last minute closing speed here. Oh, so close, guys. So freaking close. I told you we weren't coming in last place. So close. 6. We just missing the money. I mean, we could have really gotten up there for a podium if I would have gotten started a little bit quicker. Golly, that's a bummer. Because all those horses started to tire out. We were right there with them in the mix. Beggars can't be choosers, though. We'll take our result. Yeah, so despite those 2 results, are better than where we're supposed to finish results, essentially. We gained no points out of it, so that's kind of a bummer. But, Night Factor, we're finally going to get him in the race. And what I have in my notes for him is that we have to keep him close to the front. And if we're outside, let's say on turns 3 and 4 coming to the stretch, if we're outside, then we need to start a spurt earlier because it's very slow and he takes a while to get up to full speed. So interesting notes I have there. We're gonna go ahead and do this race next week. I believe he can run on the turf. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. Night Factor, he'll be ready to rock and roll. And I know breeding is going to be happening here soon. And of course, we are going to get back in the mix again. Get some more originals. I'm excited for that. We may have to acquire, though, another younger colt. Unless we already have retired horses in there that we have to wait to breed. I always forget if I've already retired some horses. And I just haven't done anything with them yet for breeding. So I'll have to double check if we have any. I don't think we do. And if we don't, we'll just have to go buy a new colt, and we'll probably breed him with the 4-year-old filly water walking. Anyways, Night Factor. Wow, decent odds here today. We could actually win this race. That's what I like to see. Post position 1. And most of the field is kind of going to be bunched up. It doesn't really appear like anybody should be going for the lead. So it's a small field of 10. So we really have a good chance to win this race here. There's Night Factor looking strong. So yeah, we definitely have a chance. So what we need to do is just get a solid start, try to settle in somewhere in the middle, and then run our race. If we're able to do that, we should be fine. Okay, great start for Night Factor. That's exactly what we needed. And again, we're going to push the pace just a little bit. Not too much, but just to the point where we can stay right here. Hold him back a little bit. And this should be okay. He's not in the blue yet. He'll be in the blue soon. It's because we were too far ahead. Now, this is pretty ideal. This is where he wants to be. And this is fine. Either I'll have to move to the inside or move to the out, which he's already trying to drift out, so I have to keep moving him so we don't drift out too far, because we will bump horses. Okay, do we have space? We do. We kind of have space. Here we go. Here's our gap. Alright, we gotta go now. I know I started him a little bit late. That's my fault. That is my fault. Come on, man. Grind through. Yeah, I started him way too late. I keep forgetting. I knew that, but I just wasn't really paying attention. But we're gonna finish in the money. 4th place. Could have been better. Definitely could have been better. I started him a little too late, and that's fine. 4th place, we get some money. Should have been a better result, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. We will redeem ourselves from that. Okay. So let's see what else we can do here. Actually, like I said, let's see what horses we have retired. Create a horse. I don't know if we even have any in here. We could, but it doesn't appear that we do. I know breeding can't be made, but there's no horses in here. So we do need a colt. We'll need to buy a colt because we already have the filly. I don't know if she has a late growth spurt or what. Let's see. Okay, she's a late bloomer, so she's actually not a horse that we're gonna end up using for breeding anytime soon, because she's a horse that we clearly got for long term. Maybe I don't breed. I mean, I have enough money to do so, but I mean, if it's not gonna be beneficial to do it right now, it probably would be in our best interest not to do it. Here's a 7 furlong on the dirt next week. This will probably be the last race of the video. We'll go ahead and hit this. There's really not much to do right now for us. I mean, like I said, our whole point is to try to get better horses and stronger horses so we can finally start competing in those bigger races. But it's a grind. It's a grind. Even if I go into the shop, let's say if we want to look for a horse, you know, I look for a decent horse. We're looking at the colts right now. Full Metal might be an okay horse. Limited in terms of its range, only 8 to 10 furlongs, but 84 turf rating. Not terrible. These are only at the novice level, and the fillies, same thing. I would just rather really not waste our points unless we could really get a solid horse, like this Red Angel filly. If we look at her, she is 3 years old. She'll arguably be at her best now. Her cost is only $240, and what I've noticed in this game is horses with higher costs usually end up being the better skilled, better talented horses. So ideally, if you can find a horse with a decent sized cost level, it kind of lets you know how good that horse could or is. I know this looks like a solid filly, pure heart. I like the way she's, yeah, towards the front, average spurt. She doesn't really have anything terrible. And is she a late bloomer? This is a solid filly. Her cost is only $50 though. That's a little bit concerning because she looks solid, but then why is her price so high? She's only going to cost 50 points a week. That means she can't. That's weird. See, I would buy her, but she costs a lot. And then on top of that, her cost is only going to be 50 points a week, which leads me to believe that she's not going to be as good. Again, we look at this other filly up here at the top, Red Angel. We look at her cost, it's 240. Which means, technically speaking, I guess she, at her best, is going to be a better horse, or is a better horse than the other filly we were looking at. So I don't want to waste money. Now we can also order a horse. I think we could do step up. Obviously, we're looking at novice. We could do step up, and I'll just say it doesn't really matter. Just any horse that would fit. Put the order in. So it should be on novice right now. I think if I go into the shop. No, I mean, well, I thought. How does that work again? The ordering uses command to order horses. The strength and type of the line of horses will differ between shops. Yeah, I thought that was supposed to happen. Do I have to wait or something? I was under the impression that as long as you changed what you wanted to look at from the order menu, those are the different horses that would pop up, but we're not getting that here. Like if I go to order and I come here and I say I would like to order from the step up shop, I say any pace, any distance, any course is fine. And then I click X. Your order will be based on these categories, and yeah, nothing pops up, which is confusing. So what am I missing there? Like if I were to say I wanted to order a horse from this novice menu, I'm curious, does anything pop up? Does it take us anywhere? No. That's really confusing. I don't understand that. When I order, does that mean that new horses will come into the shop next week at that level? Maybe I have to like fast forward a week. It's the only thing I can guess. I think somebody explained how that worked. I just can't remember, unfortunately. All right, last race of this video. So here we go. Ooh, snowy. All right, I love it. Deep timing, not bad odds. We have a chance to again finish in the money. We gotta start sooner. I know I've been starting a little bit later, which has been helping us finish better, but we need to really finish closer to the top. So usually, since I wait to start my spurts a little bit later, just to catch the horses at the end, based off of just having more endurance alone, I'm gonna start a little bit sooner here today. I love the snow. I love how the weather looks. This game visually just looks very smooth, very clean. It really looks like this game was made after like 2004, 2006, but not even the case, really. Yeah, some of the gameplay is obviously more clunky, but the actual visual presentation, this game looks a lot newer and a lot more refined. That's why I'm convinced whoever worked on this game within Tecmo, they were just a different division of the Tecmo that's worked on the other Gallop Racer titles. So pretty hot pace here, but I mean, we're doing our thing. Actually, this could really work out in our benefit. If we keep this pace and stay towards the front, we can definitely win this race. I mean, look at that. That looks so fluid, you know. It looks much more fluid than I would say some of the other titles, I personally feel. Okay, let's see. Are they going yet? I'll wait till they start going. Here we go. Now they're rolling. Now they're rolling. We're facing some resistance here. Furlong left to go. We're on the whip, trying to push. Third place, second. We're battling here with deep timing, trying to grind it out. Can we get up to the wire and a photo finish? We're first place, and we're going to get it done. Deep timing. What a tough win. A tough win in the snow. Man, that's a tough, solid win. Great effort from deep timing. Fantastic effort, and we win that clearly. Not even close. I wasn't even going to look to see if we had it, but I felt like looking on the radar and seeing where the other horses were, if we could continue to run strong, we were going to get that win just at the wire. We didn't start too late. If we did start late, I think we would have lost that race. Beautiful win for a beautiful horse. Let's frickin' go. Just goes to show you. There was a comment on a video, which it's the same stuff. You suck at the games, bro. People are so strange. People are strange. To suck at a game means you probably don't win ever. Doesn't happen. I mean, obviously this game, since we're starting out, we're struggling more to win, but we do get wins. Gallop Racer 2004, if I get the right horse, I literally go on undefeated winning streaks. Gallop Racer 3, similar success if we can find the right horse. 2,400 points. We needed that. That was a lovely race, lovely finish, lovely effort. From all involved, really proud of D-Timing. Solid result, and I think that's his third or fourth win. That's his fourth win. His fourth win. And he's only 4 years old. I don't even know when he's supposed to hit his peak. Maybe he'll be at his peak now. He costs 130 points. That lets you know. Night Factor, he costs 190 points. And then Water Walking, she only costs 10 points. Which, I guess, maybe in regards to this points thing and how much the horses cost and whether or not that actually reflects on their talent, maybe horses that are late bloomers just cost less inherently. And then once they get up to that point, they'll cost more. But I don't know if that changes in this game. I thought whatever your horse was when you bought it, or whatever its default number is for cost, that just doesn't change. Maybe that's the case, and I'm not sure. That probably sounded confusing, but what I was saying or trying to say is I just wonder if, let's say you see right here in the bottom right hand corner above the graph, water walking, she costs 10 points. Is that just it? She cost 10 points for the majority of her career and that will never change? Or will the 10 points increase in her cost as she becomes a better horse? You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I've noticed this amongst the late growing, the late maturing horses. They all have seemingly cost 10 points. But the horses that were going to peak sooner cost a lot higher. So, you know, it's quite interesting. I do want to breed again. I think we'll have better success in this game using originals. Night Factor, you look. 4 wins already for him out of 16 races. 25 win percentage. That's not bad. We'll take that. I mean, if that means every 4 races we're bound to win at least one, I'm okay with that. Yeah, we'll, of course, use him for breeding when he's done. Night Factor, don't really know what he's capable of. 6 races, no wins yet, but, you know, a lot of podium finishes, I'll say. So clearly Night Factor is going to be solid. Water Walking, she's the only one. I mean, she's a late developing horse, but we don't really know how good she's going to be once she hits that point. She's 69, 66 now as far as stats. I can't imagine her getting... I mean, she's only 4. She won't be at her best until she's at least 6.5, close to 7, realistically. Then I think, well, we would have to retire her at 8, if that's even possible. Or maybe 7 is the retirement limit, but I thought it was 8. So yeah, Water Walking, she's going to be interesting. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Now let's go into the shop to see if anything changed. And it's not changing. I don't get it. So if anybody could explain that to me, like when you come to order, am I doing something wrong? Because if I say I want to order from this shop, right? The Step Up shop. I say I want to order from here. You know, I left everything on all just because I thought that would be easiest, but then nothing came up. Distance, I don't really care, and pace. Let's see if we can... I don't know if specifying anything will change. Yeah, nothing happens whenever I try to order any horses. I thought they were supposed to like pop up in the shop or something, but doesn't really appear that's the case. So that's why I'm kind of confused. You know what I mean? I thought by doing that in the order menu, they would pop up here, but it's still novice horses. Like I can't change anything. The only thing I could change is between colts and fillies, and that's it. And I'm still on the novice level. Like there's nothing about... So weird. Oh, the previous month. Okay, we haven't gotten to the next month yet. Got it. All right. Well, now that I know that, I figured out my own thing. Thank goodness. I figured that's how it was. I just wasn't paying attention that it was only every month that the shop will change, which is good. That means we'll finally start looking to get better horses. Yeah, I kind of want to play this game more, but I'm kind of limited on time. But we're going to go ahead and skip to the next month. We're going to get everybody involved in a race, and then we'll be back. We'll definitely be back. I would love to play this longer, but I'm kind of doing a test right now just to get some content out for you guys. I don't want to do any graded races. We're going to have to wait. We'll do this 10 furlong. The distance is not ideal. Top 2 go to Azalea Cup, though, so maybe we can hope for something. Water Walking, got to get her ready to roll 8 to 10 on the turf. We'll try 7. That's below her preferred distance, only by a furlong, but she should be okay. I can't imagine running a furlong shorter will hinder her that badly. So we're going to go ahead and say we're going to look in the shop right quick. I don't think I'm going to buy a horse now, but just to kind of see what's available in there. And then we'll take it from there. So I believe this will be the end of this video. Appreciate you guys' love and support on the channel, as always. You guys want to acquire Horse Racing Manager 2, description box below as always. And it did work, so here's the step up. And as you can see, much better horses. See, this, I may have to do this. I may have to take a gander on this. Just because this will also help us with having better originals. You know what I mean? This is essentially what we do in every Gallop Racer game. Eventually, slowly but surely, we have to save up some money, have some decent results, buy a decent horse, above average horse, and then use that horse to kind of start, you know, garnering some success with our Gallop Racer originals, which I think is really the way to be successful in this game. Any of the Gallop Racers. I think, obviously, creating your own horses and breeding the best horses in the game is quite clearly how you get better. Now, this isn't a bad colt. Bold trial, 3 years old, 88 turf rating. You look at the bar graph, As far as his distance, 7 to 10, that's pretty ideal. He'll be at his peak and then he'll be done. So he could be kind of and he costs 300 points. So that lets you know he's a better horse than what we're probably used to. So let's see if we can cycle through the other horses. Here's Sleepy Song, another 3-year-old colt. He only costs 10 points. Yeah, I'm noticing that the late developers cost more. So maybe that's just how it is. A horse will cost less, especially since they're not going to be at their best until they're old. Maybe that's the way the game compensates for the player. It's like, okay, we know if you buy this horse isn't going to be at its best until it's 6 or 7 years old. So instead of having you pay 300 points every week or every month for your horse, which isn't really fair since it's not at its best, you only have to pay 10 points. And the trade-off is that horse is not going to be good for a couple of years. So maybe that's kind of the trade-off of, having the horses cost. Yeah, definitely I'm noticing now. Horses that'll peak sooner cost more, and then the horses that are late developers cost less, which is kind of good to know. Because if we can find success with the horses that cost less, even if they're late developers, I mean, that'll help us save a lot. And we can potentially stack up points. This horse costs 330. He'll be at his peak pretty soon, though. Bold Trial's who I'm looking at, I think. I like that horse the most. And then German Bear costs 20k. Beautiful looking gray. 80 points will peak. Horse costs too much. I'm not going to pay for horses because it costs a lot. I am looking at everything else. I like a fast spurt. 330 for Loving Bird. She seems like a solid filly, but how much does she cost? 9 to 12 furlongs. I like that she has a really fast spurt and she likes to run towards the front, so I think that could be really helpful. She costs 1400. I think what we need, we have a late developing filly, so if I'm trying to breed, now this horse can run anywhere. Oh, I gotta get her. Dizzy Ditz. I gotta get her. For breeding, this is perfect. If we can get another horse similar, I love the green and white. If we can get another horse with similar pacing that can kind of run anywhere. She only costs 90 points. She's late developing. I think we gotta get Dizzy Ditz. I do. She costs 1200. It's so tough, man. We need more points, but I really think she'll be a horse worth getting. Now, Sweet Ruin. She runs 10 to 15 furlongs. Clearly an endurance horse. And she's pretty much going to be at her peak within this year. She costs 400, but I'd rather not. I'm just looking through the rest of these fillies. I guess we are going to buy a horse. I wasn't really anticipating on doing it right now, but some of these are, I really think getting one of these horses, one of the fillies or the colts. Look at that conditioning on the bottom right, guys. The conditioning bar, it's almost full red all the way at the top. Wing Dancer. 360 points. Not bad. That conditioning is fantastic. This was really a good crop of horses for the most part. I don't know who to pick. Now, Loving Bird, she's also not bad, but really fast spurt. Like I said, I like that. And she's a front runner, close to it. But Dizzy Ditz, I think that pacing can really help. So I can get her. And then what I could do is I could acquire her. Because I guess the goal was to maybe try to find a horse for breeding this season. I don't think that's going to work. Dizzy Ditz I legitimately want because of that pace. And I think if we're able to create Gallop Racer originals that have a similar pacing as far as being able to run anywhere on the track. And I'm well aware that if I breed her with a horse that only has, let's say, a preference of running in the back, I know it's still more on the unlikely side. But you never know. These horses don't pop up often, so I feel like I kind of want to take the chance. And we've acquired her. So what we're going to do, because we plan on racing her. Let's go ahead and look at her right quick. We do plan on racing her. Dizzy Ditz. And she's not going to hit her peak yet until she's 5, 6.5. So we actually have her. In fact, both of our fillies are long-term projects here. Water Walking is literally not going to peak until she's about to retire. So she'll have a really strong 2 years at most. I think her last year, and then 7 to 8. I think if horses can race as 8-year-olds, that'll be it. Or maybe 8 is actually it for them. Like they'll be able to race as a 7-year-old, and then once they hit 8 years old, they'll be done. So really, she's only gonna have one strong year, and maybe 1.5 from her 6-year-old season. So It's a little bit of a bummer, but Ditsy Ditz, at least we'll be able to really utilize her in another 2 years once she's 5, and she's not going to drop off too bad, you know. But she'll still stay pretty consistent even until her retirement. So these are 2 long-term projects. I know I can't breed either of these 2 anytime soon, but considering what they can become, they can help us get more money place finishes, which means we can still try to order another cheap colt and another cheap filly. Ideally, that's what I want to do. So what we're going to do, I wasn't anticipating the ending of this video being this long, but what I'm going to do here, we're going to go back to, we're going to order a novice for next month. Distance course, don't really care about any of that because I only plan on using them for a little bit. And that's also the thing I keep forgetting too. In this game, how well or how bad your horse does, it will influence the offspring, the foals, in other words, from breeding. So if I just buy horses and then I don't really race them, there's really no benefit to that outside of just having like a Gallop racer original. That's about it. And then obviously you take the cost of having an additional 2 horses down to 1. That's about it, though. I mean, we're not in a position to breed any of these horses right now because they're either all late developing or they're still right where, or they're just about to hit their peak. Like both of the colts, Deep Timing, he's probably at his peak or about to hit his peak clearly, so we can't retire him. And Night Factor, we still don't know exactly when he's going to hit his peak. It's probably now or will be now, possibly, since he already has an 83 rating on the turf, but still no wins. That's a little bit concerning. But both of these horses we can't retire. Water Walking, again, she's a horse that's not even going to be ready to be retired until she's at least 6.5 years old, and that's when she'll be at her best. And then the newly acquired filly, Ditsy Ditz, she has another 2 years. So in other words, none of these horses I can retire this year anyways. It would just be a waste. They all have way too much left in them to race. So I would definitely have to get a newer horse if I wanted to, which we'll work on it. But that'll do it. Again, appreciate you guys loving the support on the channel as always. But until next time, it's Horse Racing Gamer signing out. I hope you all have a great and fantastic day. See ya and goodbye.